this point, we want to bring forth Imam Deen Mohammed II, and he's going to give us some opening remarks. He's the president of the Mosque Cares. Let's give him a hand.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and welcome. Welcome to the Mosque Cares 27th Annual Muslim Convention. Wow. 27. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. And I'm thinking about the Archbishop. He's such a beautiful man, and I extend my appreciation and welcome Sister Ville. Before she came up, she said, I'm going to read this letter from him. And he always sends kind greetings. And I remember meeting with him and talking to him and feeling the love and the brotherhood and the warmth and the acceptance from him. And we really value and appreciate our friends at the Archdiocese. And so thank you. Thank you, pleasure. Wow, you all look beautiful. Man, alhamdulillah. And this is wonderful. I thought we were gonna just sit here and eat all night and talk. I was enjoying the conversation. I said, when is the program gonna start? Because it's probably already past my bedtime. What time is it? I'm gonna tell you if it is. But I took a nap, I was wise. I said, I'm gonna go upstairs and take a nap before I come down. But alhamdulillah, we have well-deserving honorees at this awards banquet. This is the banquet where we traditionally honor the man and woman of the year. And we have the young adult male and female of the year. And what I've been seeing, someone brought it to my attention, but I noticed that the Mosque Cares supporters, when Imam, my leadership started at my father's passing, Imam, our leader and teacher, Imam Deen Mohammed's passing. It's been about 8 years now, almost going on 9 years. And I saw what looked like a senior community, and we have an African American, at the same time we had an African American president. It was he's been president for 8 years now, right? And so I was extremely humble. I didn't see myself ever being the fiery leader and a figure of leadership and that Imam W. Deen Mohammed represented. I didn't know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his father, but he was such a powerful leader and a figure of leadership, example, a living example, that I still haven't met or even read about anybody that can even compare to the type of leader that he was. So I looked out here and I said, wow, these, I don't have the qualifications. And I heard people, I heard the insults. I'm not talking about the ignorant insulters that insult faith and insult good people and intelligence of human beings by trying to belittle or degrade somebody. But this was coming from little Wallace in his soul and in his heart. I said, I have too much love and respect for these people. These are the people that raised me, like my own family would have raised me, my aunts and uncles, sisters, brothers, and I don't know if it was the event of us going through. Imam Muhammad said, what bonds a people is strong emotional experiences. So I would think maybe the biggest emotional experience is that you all collectively change your concept of who you thought that the Lord and Creator was, and that was just huge. And for me, it was a similar situation, being that I had never seen the community that my father in our household, as a little boy, maybe 5, 6, up to about 7 years old, became a leader by the time I was, I think, 7 or 8 years old, around that time. And I had never met the Muslim community. And then to meet the Muslim community, and on top of that, fast the month of Ramadan together. We lived together. We spent the night in the masjid together. We spent days in the masjid on Stony Island. Those of you all that lived in Chicago. I see heads nodding. And I saw some people looking confused, so I forget we're in Chicago, but this is a national event, so there are people from all around the country here. But there was, I would say, close to 300 of us on average at Jummah and in the masjid on Stony Island, and we were fasting in the heat of the summer every day. And Imam Mukhtar he had mentioned that his mentor told him that what you're doing is for Allah. And I immediately remembered me being a little boy at 7 years old. I didn't have to fast, but my father told me I was a man like him. So I didn't. No matter how sleepy or tired, no matter how the children were running and playing in the water holes in the street, I ran with them. And I have this image in my mind, being a little boy fasting and people bringing me off the streets playing into their living rooms. And they would say, "You're fasting? What is that like? Why do you do that? And what are your prayers?" So I would recite a Fatiha to them, and because that's the prayer I knew. And I could say it, and I could give some of it in English. And I remember just being really nervous. So, and I felt the same thing after my father passed, the public speaking. I said, "Oh, here I am on the spot again," being asked to bare my soul and show and share some of what I believe with like a public audience, So, alhamdulillah, we feel like one big family. And when I look out here today, I see that we have evolved from 8 years ago. When I was looking at a senior crowd, I see a young, vibrant, I see a more balanced, I see a family reunion here. I see a lot of babies here. I see young males and females that I grew older. I'll be 50 in 2 years, and I used to look at television. I see the athletes and the sports players on TV. And I always saw them as being, adults. Now they look like babies. And I said, "Wow, they look like little children." So I'm saying to myself, I said, "Wow, this is beautiful. The experience to grow and age and observe and reflect, and to see how faith can carry you through almost anything. And when you look back, you can see God's great mercy and compassion on the human being, and I see that here today. And my father, he had vision. He had vision because he told us about this day would come, and we are healthy and strong, and we live our lives like a new people, and we don't carry the burdens. I don't think the society at large, American people, have evolved to a stage or a level that's much higher than we ever would have dreamed of just 30 years ago. So God is merciful. God is so merciful. Alhamdulillah. We have a great program tonight. We have something I'm most excited about is our brother, Colonel. Brother is going to give the keynote speech, and we always enjoy and appreciate the words he has to share with us, and his mother and father here. And I was thinking about him when I was coming up. You hear and meet a lot of people, but you don't get the names because being young, and I didn't match the names with the people. And you all have been supporting my father for so long, and I appreciate the kind things. And sometimes people have ways of, making themselves known through the correspondence you put in, and they always put in the correspondence, support our troops, support our veterans, and that's something that endeared me to them once I discovered that you were the couple, you were the family. So that's your mother and father, and been supporting my father for so long. And that's another thing that brings me closer to you all. Since my father has passed, I've met a lot of people that have supported him over the years, and I've known them through their correspondence they send through the mail, and their donations and things. But I never had faces, so I feel closer, and I'm meeting a lot of people that I really feel so indebted to, that I feel allowed us to be a family and to have a roof over our head and live a life that not of poverty. Because my father, he lived his whole life with a mission, and the mission of carrying his father's followers and serving the mission that his father was given, and to try to lead us into true Islam from that experience. And he was never a person like the general person, the average person you meet, that worried about how to financially support his family. I think if it ever had to be, we with my father, he would have been happy, poor. We could have been homeless. We could have walked the streets and went from motel to motel, or we could have lived happy. He was happiest with the least amount of material. He wasn't a man of materialism. And with faith, I think this community, if we can evolve into that type of state of mind and that type of faith. I watched him empty his bank account because there was something he had to do, and he always had faith that the bills would be paid, and that he always managed to get bills paid. And you would think, living in that type of uncertainty, being a child, that you would hear that you would have fear of poverty. I never felt poor, impoverished, or a fear of poverty because it wasn't expressed in the home by the parents, And that's something I take from this community, is that the love and the faith and respect for God and for respect for what God wanted for us as a community, it transcends it all. And it's truly a blessing, and I'm truly honored and grateful to be able to be allowed by God to serve this community, and God willing, we'll continue to serve in the capacity that we have, inshallah. I know somebody's coming up here. I didn't plan on giving a speech. Who's coming? Are we going to do the Hafiz? Oh, okay, Hafiz. Well, everybody, and we're almost finished with our food. We have a great program, and we're going to enjoy it tonight, inshallah. And tomorrow we have a awesome program, and we encourage you all to come out. Breakfast. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I see everybody here. How many people are staying here tonight? Okay. All right, so everybody's gonna need to eat breakfast. So if you don't already have your ticket, you should get your breakfast ticket. The breakfast has always been, it's the family breakfast, right? What's the title? Yeah, community breakfast. The community breakfast is always a really great, and we call it a community breakfast. And we have a program of speakers, or we always really enjoy it because it's before the program. It's an opportunity to mingle and meet with each other and to share a meal. And the food here is pretty good. The dinner was pretty good too, but the breakfast, it was outstanding. The breakfast was outstanding. So we hope to see you all here, and it helps us pay the bill. It also helps us pay the bill. So we'd appreciate you buying a ticket for the breakfast, inshallah, and you can get them here on your way out, or on your way out tonight, inshallah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Imam Wallace. He was talking about fasting when he was young. And I can remember that same experience growing up in the Nation of Islam. And when we first started to fast, we heard that we were going to start fasting like the Muslims in the world community of Muslims in the world. So I was like maybe 6, 7, or 8, I forget how old I was. And they said, the parents and the adults were fasting, so I said, I want to fast. Like Imam Wallace said, I want to fast, So we began to fast. And so people would come up and say, you fasting? I said, yeah, you fasting? Yeah, I want to fast. And I can remember playing on the playground on the Sister